This episode of the Nerd Rage Renegades podcast is brought to you by Photor. Photor Web, an online photo editing service free to access, but with premium features and assets.
Nerd Rage Renegades.
Welcome to the Nerd Rage Renegades podcast. Chief, this, my friend, episode 190.
Closing in on that 200, man. That's a lot of. Think about that. That's a lot of years of us doing this every single week.
You know,
and traveling and doing other shit like the cons and shit like that.
I mean, it seems like only yesterday you and I were sitting there going, we're going to start our own show after everything that happened with the old show. It really doesn't seem like it's been as long as it had. It doesn't feel like it's been 190 episodes, but
almost 5 years now.
Yeah, but think about
in
that time. Think about in that time what Cool Beer has been on every 25, so that's what 25, 50, 75, 100, 125, 150, 170. He's been on 7 times already. Coming up, he'll be on his 8th time.
Yeah. And we can't wait. That's it's like a holiday for us here when Cool Beer shows up.
That's 7 times with Cool Beer. What, like 5 or 6 with Mark Ordesky. Dolly's been on twice. Jessica Cameron's been on twice. James has been on 3 times. It's just incredible to think 190 episodes. All the people that have come through are
technically Brad was on twice, but you just didn't hear the first one.
Yeah, you didn't hear the first one. But just to think that we have been 190 episodes so far, and no, we are not stopping. There is absolutely no onlook of stopping, ever. We will hit episode 1000. We will be Action Comics. Hopefully. Now, at that point, Chief and I are probably going to be geriatric in the nursing home.
They'll just be yelling offensive shit. Like, everyone.
Tonight on the Nerd Rage Renegades, they didn't give me my pills. I'm supposed to get a blue one, and a red one, and the pink one, and they only gave me the green one. And they said that the green one is the blue and the yellow one together. That don't that don't go like that.
They said I could have pudding. They lied.
They didn't give you. They gave me tapioca. I don't like that tapioca. And my grandkids ain't coming to see me this month. I know they out there. They just need to come and see me. Come and see Grandpa, and go. We will reminisce. I got hard candy, and I got some. I got some Ludens. I got some Ludens cough drops. The kids, they love them Ludens cough drops. And I got this key. I don't know where this key went to. I remember it was 1955. We had to say Dickety because the Kaiser stole our word 20. I chased them for Dickety 2 miles to get it back. Oh man, I can't wait for those days. It is.
I can wait for that.
those in the words of Dennis Leary, those are the adult diaper kidney dialysis years. You can have those years. I don't fucking want them.
The only positive thing is you can do whatever you want. When you're that old, you can just do whatever the hell you want, and you don't. Who cares?
Yeah. So I've found this drink this past week, Monster Hydro. So Monster's now making like
is that a clear can?
Like what? Yeah, it's plastic, but it's a clear plastic, but it's got the
okay.
on the top.
I thought they had invented Scotty's clear aluminum at first.
So this is like water. It's bottled water, but they added like flavors to it. This is Mean Green. This is Mean Joe Green right here. He threw his jersey at me, and that
reminds me of something. Remind me in a minute when you're done.
Okay. It tastes like lemonade. Honestly, it tastes like lemonade you left out for like a day, and then you go back to drink it. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's water. Shit. What were you thinking of when I said Mean Street?
There's a movie on. I think it's I think it's on the Amazon Prime, and I'm trying to see if I can find it, but I can't remember the title of it. But it's a I watched it, and the movie it's about a motorcycle gang. And it stars Joe Namath, the football player. And it is so bad. It's so funny. I've been watching it a lot because I've been sick and I've been laid up in bed. I was laid up in bed for like probably 4 days.
More than that.
In a row.
You've been out for like weeks. You've been able to crawl out to do like the show, but other than that, you've been down. I've been worried about you.
I've gotten a lot better, and I went out and I tried to sweat the rest of it out doing yard work, which was a mistake. But I mean, I'm in that part where I don't feel bad. I've got a lot of, I'm just like coughing a lot and getting a lot of stuff out of my head. But it's not like I don't feel sick or I'm not running a fever or anything. I just got a lot of shit to cough out of me.
Right.
But I've been laying in bed and I've been watching like tons and tons of movies, and I streamed all of Lemony Snicket while I was sick. I watched all of that.
That's a good show. I have to admit, that is a damn good show.
I like it a lot. It's pretty good, and definitely like the movie with Jim Carrey doesn't do that series justice. Like
No.
the Netflix series is pretty awesome because it's more about it's like a spy story and like a secret organization story. It's not really just a guy trying to.
It was like the movie tried to cram 3 books into one movie, right?
Yeah, and the Netflix series does like 2 episodes per book.
Yeah, so I think that gives it a little bit more time to to actually feel like you're getting something out of the books, because you got like each episode is an hour long.
Yeah, like 40-some minutes.
Yeah, so you're getting one. So if it's like 40 minutes, that's 80 minutes of one book, which is not bad to tell the story of the book.
Yeah, well, I mean, you got to think for how many pages there are of that's a lot of description that you can see visually that they don't need. So I mean, it's pretty easy to condense a book, especially the size of a Lemony Snicket book. You can condense that in 80 minutes, no problem.
Yeah, I mean, those books started it's like any good book. Like they start like the first book is usually like small, and then as the series goes on, the book gets thicker and thicker. I mean, Harry Potter did that. Like if you look at Sorcerer's Stone compared to the Deathly Hallows.
Yeah.
Those books are like night and day. But I like that series. First of all, Patrick Warburton, it cracks me up.
Yeah. His little intro things are good. Nathan Fillion was in this season playing Lemony Snicket's brother.
Like I said, you got to check out Santa Clarita Diet with him in it. It's hilarious.
Oh, the other I've been watching, and I've watched like a ton of like independent like foreign horror movies on Netflix, and there's a lot of really good ones on there, man. I was really surprised. I just went to the horror, like looked up the horror category, and went down the list of everything. I think I've watched every single horror movie on Netflix.
Did you watch Friend Request?
No, because I've seen the review of that, and it looks like a piece of shit. I watch good horror movies.
Let me guess,
Netflix.
You watched Phalus's review of Friend Request.
Yes, but I watched good horror movies. I watched like stuff that I didn't watch any I didn't watch any
nothing
mainstream
like
stuff.
Mainstream stuff. All like
a lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a lot of the stuff that was on there was stuff I'd either seen already, like on demand or something, like a newer mainstream movie, like a lot of like Lights Out and stuff. I've seen that. I went to the theater and see that.
Right.
Saw that with my mom. But like a lot of the independent stuff that I'd never heard of, I just looked for stuff I'd never heard of and checked it out for 5-10 minutes, and if I liked it, I stuck with it. And I saw a bunch of really good ones. There's one called like When Animals Dream or something like that, and it's a werewolf movie from like Scandinavia or somewhere, like Norwegian werewolf movie. But it's pretty good. It's like it's not really found footage, but it's kind of shot that way, kind of shaky cam. But it's not a found footage thing, but it's pretty damn good. And there's a couple of them from Mexico that were like. Kind of like Blair Witch, Paranormal Activity, kind of found footage movies, like ghost movies, which I dig all those. I don't know why.
Like the Wreck movies, or
well, not really. No, well, yeah, kind of like that, but I mean, but with like ghosts instead of like mutated rabid people.
Yeah.
But pretty good shit. I love that. That's like a guilty pleasure of mine. I fucking love like haunted house movies and ghost movies. And like especially found footage. I don't know why I love found footage movies so much, but it's just something that's real about it because it kind of brings you down to like this is just some dude filming this on his phone or whatever. And there's
Shot
some
on video movies.
Yeah, but there's something real about it because it's like that's what And then they try to keep them somewhat within the realm of reality for the first 45 minutes or so, and then something bonkers goes on, and it's pretty cool to see like shot on somebody's iPhone to see some of like the. And I mean, of course that's bullshit and phony. And that's what every ghost video on YouTube is too, but I'm still fascinated with those too. I'll watch all those top 10 ghost lists and shit. I love that shit. But,
I like the top 10 pimple poppers.
I don't know
like
that
the
one.
girl,
What is that?
like the girl on the lawn chair, and she has to drink the Fireball before they pop her fucking pimple.
Oh God, that's horrible.
It's so fascinating. It's refreshing.
Oh God.
I've actually been going back and watching My Name Is Earl because it's on Hulu, and I love that show.
Knots Johnson.
And you had to remind me of my hatred of my arch nemesis, Carson Daly. Fucking dick.
Well, I mean, it's like the whole first year of the show. There was a Carson Daly hate stream that went on through the show.
Fucking hate that motherfucker. That dude single-handedly destroyed MTV with Total Request Live, and I don't know why anyone would want to date that dude or marry that dude. Because I mean, think about it. You date that guy, you're gonna end up a druggie, you're gonna get a botched boob job, and you're gonna star in the Sharknado movies. That's your future if you date or marry Carson Daly. That fucking... And how did he get a late night show?
One man's trash. One man's trash, though. Somebody might want to do that.
How the fuck? This is my question totally. This is like my whole question of the world, okay? One, how the fuck does Carson Daly end up hosting a late night show? And how does fucking Jimmy Kimmel go on his fucking show and tout about equality when his show used to be girls jumping on trampolines? The dude hosted the Man Show, where it was all man shit, it was all misogyny and big old boobies, and all of a sudden he's on TV now like, we have to be nice to each other, and look at me, I got fat and I have a beard now, but everybody loves me. Oh, now let's watch celebrities read mean tweets.
He actually lost a bunch of weight. He's really thin and kind of weird looking now.
Yeah, well, whatever.
But
he still pisses me. You know,
I think he's in a lot of shit. I think he's in a lot of shit about that.
Carson.
I think a lot of people are bitching for that very reason. About Kimmel used to like pretend he was grabbing girls' asses.
You know who I miss?
And he's talking all this other shit. No.
You know I miss? Craig Ferguson. I miss Craig Ferguson. You know why? Because Craig Ferguson, he would be raunchy, but it was like that like suave, classy raunchy. Like what? Well, it's like he's Scottish. You know, it's like he's just fun. You know, but like Jimmy Kimmel and Jimmy Fallon, I just...
There to me was nothing funnier in the world than like the first 10 years of Late Night with David Letterman. That was the first 10 years of that show where he did like the Velcro suit shit, and he would like still... When he would personally still go out and do remote camera stuff and not send some like studio guy out to do it or whatever, he would personally go out and like he'd be like Mr. Curious. And he'd stand on a street corner, and somebody'd walk down the street with a shopping bag. He'd be like, "What's in the bag?" And he'd like make them like empty their whole shopping bag on the street. Like when he did shit like that, man, there was nothing funnier than Letterman at the time.
I loved Carson because Carson, you never knew what comedian. He always had a comedian on. I mean, Johnny Carson is where we found comedians. You know, that's where a lot of comedians got their start, was on Carson. And I loved people would just, like I think I've said it before, Peter Falk would just walk into the studio because they filmed Columbo like on the soundstage next to Johnny Carson. So Peter Falk would just walk over in costume, like on his break from shooting, who just walk in on Carson and just sit down and talk with Johnny. You know, that was the show. Now it's like, I don't like, people are going on and I'm like,
it's a completely different age, man. Like back then, Carson and Letterman, like Letterman, like Carson more so, like and before him it was like Jack Parr and guys like that were like these classical comedian guys that did the Tonight Show.
Yeah.
And then like after a while through like late 70s, Letterman came up, and then through the 80s, Letterman had his show on after Carson, and